Hello, and I will now introduce you to our discrete structure group assignment. Our group consists of myself, Ziwei, Kam Jishuan, Sanar, Arthur, Chuduwei, Natasha, and Hazim. And our chosen topic is set theory. For the purpose of this group assignment, we will be applying set theory by understanding the general interests of certain groups of people on video games. And the things that we are interested in knowing are what are their favorite genres and perhaps their favorite video game companies, and what are their spending habits, what are the motivation on why they play video games, what are the average hours played, and also on what days do they typically do their gaming. And after collecting the data, we will also filter it by their age, gender, and student and non-student so as to generate a better insights from the data. So the way we are going to be collecting the data is through Google Form.
As my previous group mate mentioned, a set is defined by a collection of objects, and we usually refer to these objects as elements. Now the question is, how do we write a set? Well, first of all, we have to write a set by defining the set name. And in our case, we will use X. X is our set name. And from here, we then have to list out all the elements in this set. So for our case, we list out A, B, and C. These are the elements of our set. For the last final step, we have to then enclose all these elements in curly brackets. This is how we write a set and how we define it. To analyze data using set theory, we have to use set notation to determine the relationship between two sets. As you can see right now on the screen is the most commonly used set notations used in set theory. These were used to analyze the data we gathered from the survey.
The reason why we conducting this study is to solve real-world problems using the concept of sets, such as statistics. We are also trying to research on what are people's interests in game. We are also trying to identify how much time they are spending on video games itself during the pandemic, such as the COVID-19. We are also trying to understand why video game becomes so popular, that the fact esports has become the most major competitive sports in the world, such as the Dota 2 tournaments this year. We are also trying to use our knowledge about sets to find the amount of people liking the multiple or mutual games with other individuals.
For Objective 1, we asked 48 people on which game genre they prefer, and out of 48 people, we took the top 3 most preferred game genre, which is RPG, FPS, and strategy. So R intersect F has 16 people, R intersect S has 14 people, F intersect S has 11 people, R intersect F intersect S has 9 people, R union F union S has 42 people, not part of R union F union S has 6 people, R union F has 40 people, R union S has 30 people, F union S has 37 people, R only has 5, F only has 12, S only has 2, R intersect S has 7 people only, R intersect S has 5 people only, and F intersect S only has 2 people. So if you see in this Venn diagram, there's 12 people that selected FPS, 2 people that selected strategy, 5 people that selected RPG. A combination of FPS and strategy has only 2 people. FPS and RPG only has 7 people. 5 people only selected RPG and strategy, and 9 people selected all 3, which is FPS, strategy, and RPG. And the rest 6 didn't select any of these 3.
For Objective 2, we have asked 48 people to show their motivations for playing games. Out of the 4 reasons we came up with, we have chosen the 3 most responded ones, which is to release stress with 33 response, to play with friends with 31 response, and to enjoy the overall game with 34 response. For the calculations, S intersection F is 21, F intersection G is 23, S intersection G is 27, S intersection F intersection G is 18, S union F union G is 45, not S union F union G is 3, S union F is 43, S union G is 40, F union G is 42, S only is 3, F only is 5, G only is 2, S intersection F only is 3, S intersection G only is 9, and F intersection G only is 5. And here's the Venn diagram. From the previous calculations we made, we have found that only 3 people plays games to exclusively release stress, 5 people who plays games to exclusively to play with friends, 2 people who plays games to enjoy the overall game exclusively, and then 3 people who plays games to both release stress and play with friends, 9 people who plays games to release stress and to enjoy the overall game, 5 people who plays games to play with friends and to enjoy the overall game, and then a whole 18 people who plays games for all the 3 reasons. Also, there are 3 people who plays games for other reasons.
So moving on to the third objectives, this table generating the top games known by the gamers nowadays. As we can see in the table, the first top known leads to Apex Legends, and the second one is Valorant, and the third one is Genshin Impact from the 48 responses. Moving on to the calculations, A intersect V is 39, A intersect G is 35, V intersect G is 35, A intersect V intersect G is 34, A union V union G is 46, not A union V union G is 2, and A union V is 45, A union G is 45, V union G is 39, A only is 3, V only is 1, G only is 1, A intersect V only is 5, A intersect G only is 1, V intersect G is only is 1. So as we can see in the Venn diagram, Apex Legends intersect Genshin Impact intersect Valorant is 34. Then only Apex Legends is 3, only Genshin Impact is 1, only Valorant is 1. Then we can see that the intersection between Genshin Impact and Valorant is 1. The intersection between Apex Legend and Genshin Impact is 1. The intersection between Apex Legend and Valorant is 5. And out of the sets is 2. So
Venn diagram 4 allows us to see the top 3 platforms preferred by the 48 people who have taken the survey. We can see that the top 3 platforms are laptop or PC with 42 responses, smartphone or iPads with 25 responses, and gaming console with 9 responses. Now we will identify the people who prefer only one of the 3 platforms. There are 19 people who prefer only laptop or PC, 4 people who only prefer smartphone or iPads, and there are no people who prefer only the gaming console. Now we will identify the people who prefer only 2 of the 3 platforms. There are 16 people who prefer laptop and PC and smartphone or iPads, 4 people who prefer laptop or PC and the gaming console, and 2 people who prefer smartphone or iPads and gaming console. Finally, there are 3 people who prefer all 3 of the platforms mentioned here. The largest cardinal number in this diagram is the 19 people who prefer only the laptop or PC, concluding that laptop or PC is the most preferred platform.